Qualifying comes to a close. It's time to go racing at Monza. Max Gunther and Adam Barker will have the front row. McMullet and Nick Sorensen on the second row. The third row has Simon Zierk and Yannick Gunther. Drivers getting lined up on the back half of the track. There's Adam Barker in his new Hello Kitty Lambo. And there is room if you're interested in joining GT3 NSS. Make sure you drop in the comments. Let me know. I'll shoot you a message after the race with the Discord link. You can also find it on our Facebook page if you go searching, and I will make a post about it later as well. Don't forget, later this morning, or later today rather, we will have the way I see it, where you guys get to chime in and give your opinions on questions regarding racing now. Last week was definitely controversial, asking who the best racer in the world was. Obviously, a lot of varying opinions on that one. We are back with the new season, but the format is still the same. The 20-minute sprint race followed by the 40-minute endurance race. Pace car is rolling. As always, huge shout out to Track Cams for Gourmets for these awesome views we will have here today and all season long. Headed down toward the final corner as they get ready for the drop of the green. The champ, Max Gunther, will lead them down this morning. Obviously, Max extremely fast last season, pulling off his first championship here in the league, looking to repeat it here. The man next to him had repeated the two previous titles. But a lot of drivers, and several of them not here today, a lot of drivers looking to get their first championship. Out of the final turn, Porsche pace car goes to pit road. Here we go. Max fires. They are down and away.
Green flag.
Green flag is in the air. Down into turn one we go. And a quick adjustment has to be made. I'll keep talking, but and we are back. Sorry about that. Down toward the second chicane rather, on the straightaway. Down at the far end of the track, into the right-hander. Max still in the lead, but Adam Barker right on his back bumper. Nick Sorensen now in third. McMullet has dropped all the way to fifth. And a lot of guys go wide through that turn as they come back up to speed. Simon Zierk at the back for the moment, but don't ever count Simon out. One of the most consistent drivers in the league, and he is that guy that constantly is fighting his way forward through the field. Adam Barker right in the toe on Max's bumper as they go toward the final turn. Adam looks to the inside for the lead. Adam quickly reclaims the lead, but I don't think Max is going to let that stand. And now Sorensen is pulling back up to their back bumper. Max looks to the high side down the straightaway. Drag race towards turn 1 and that tight chicane. Adam brakes a little bit later. They make it through clean. And Adam reclaims the lead for the moment. McMullet and Yannick having a close battle. Yannick almost on the bumper through the chicane of the McLaren. Yannick, of course, in the Porsche as well as Max. Barker leads them through. Everybody's single file for the moment. Simon Zierk hanging out off the back, but still within striking distance. The pack not separating much yet. Max Gunther makes a move on the outside. Looks like Max is going to clear. Adam slides back into second, but Sorensen is now there. McCready pulls back up into the draft, as does Yannick as they go into the final turn. Simon Zierk now just outside of drafting range. Down this front straightaway. Oh, they're starting to snake back and forth. McCready just set the fastest lap of the race so far. That's a surprise as Sorensen looks inside for second. They are going to go side by side through the front stretch chicane. Adam Barker a little loose on the exit, and it looks like Sorensen is going to complete the pass. Adam Barker now sliding into third, but McCready has caught up to the bumper. And now McCready looks to the inside. Can't quite get there. Yannick almost takes the opportunity. If you open the door here, somebody will take it, and Yannick almost went through it. Meanwhile, Max starting to pull away just a little bit from Sorensen as they battle behind him. I am a bit surprised so far. The last 2 laps, McCready has set the fastest laps. And continuing to get faster. Could the balance of power adjustment? Oh, Yannick Gunther is around. Let's see what happened. Oh, he caught that curbing. We did talk about it in pre-race. Those curbs are giving the cars damage, and they do affect them now. A lot more than they used to. You can damage the car, so drivers having to be a lot more careful. As now McMullet has pulled up into third place. Let's see how he did that. Adam Barker went way wide through the dirt. A different angle showing Adam Barker just got on the gas a little too much, a little too soon coming through that final turn. Manages to keep that Lambo off the wall, but loses a ton of track position. The 2-time champ Adam Barker struggling here early. Meanwhile, biggest shock of the morning is here comes McCready. He's going to move into second past Sorensen. Sorensen going a little bit wide, gets off into the sand, and here comes McCready. Now setting his sights on Max Gunther, 3 1/4 seconds ahead. Max has definitely taken advantage of the battles going on behind them to pull away by over 3 seconds, but now McCready, who's been the fastest all morning since the drop of the green, is closing in. That was a really impressive drift out of Adam. This time by Max Gunther sets the fastest lap. He's now opened up a 3.5 second gap over second place. McMullet, Sorensen in third. Simon Zierk, we talked about it earlier, the consistency, and the guy just doesn't make mistakes. He may not be the fastest out there, but he never makes a mistake and takes advantage of everybody else's. He has made his way now up into fourth. Two-time champion Adam Barker now in fifth. Yannick back in sixth. After that, oh! Yannick clips another curb and loses the back end. Manages to save it that time. Max has now opened up a 3.7 second lead. McCready starting to pull away just a little bit from Sorensen as a 0.6 of a second lead. Adam Barker still in the draft of this lead pack. Adam took the final turn a little bit slower this time to not make the same mistake, but ended up losing a lot of ground there. He might be out of the draft. Meanwhile, Sorensen pulling back up to the back bumper on McCready. This could be shaping up to be another battle between these two as we get the halfway point, and Simon Zierk continuing to close in. I said at the end of last season, if Simon picks up any speed at all, he would be a championship contender. You never count him out. Well, I would have totaled the car on even some of these, like Yannick just getting a little bit loose earlier. I'd have just completely destroyed a car. A lot of guys getting off tracks here early. They have to watch the counter on that, though, to make sure they don't get a penalty. All the drivers still in single digits. Max and Nick, the two highest right now at 6. Max now opening up his lead to 3.8 seconds. McCready has pulled away by over 1 second from Sorensen now. Simon back in third, still hanging on. And Adam Barker starting to close back in on Simon Zierk. You know, that is we talked a lot, Jared, in the pre-race this morning about the changes to these cars and the fact that they don't take curbs as well. They take damage on curbs now. Tire wear wasn't brought up, but we'll definitely after the first race, we'll ask about the tire wear going into the second race. It will obviously be a concern for the second endurance race this season. And a lot of these guys, having done the endurance race this weekend, will have a lot to say about it. Good morning, Oven Mitts. Yeah, cars are capable of turning right as well as left. I know it comes as a shock to me as well. Although of note, regarding tire wear, we're 6 laps in and times are starting to drop. The first 4 laps, these guys were getting constantly faster. The last time by, everybody at least a quarter second slower. Sorensen in the BMW to start the season, and he is definitely throwing that car around. That is one of the cars that does take the curbs, the bumps, and everything really, really well, and it is definitely showing. Simon Zierk back in fourth, now has Adam Barker back to the bumper. I do know adjustments were made. The Porsche seems to be a little bit worse, some of the drivers say, especially our champ, Max Gunther, said that the car has a bit of a push to it now, and it will still snap loose on you if you're not careful. We saw that with Yannick earlier, but did also hear that the Lambo is substantially better. Better handling and a little bit more power, if I'm not mistaken. Everybody taking an off track through that section that time by. The top 3 now at 8 off tracks, just as here comes Sorensen battling with McCready for second. Sorensen looked to the outside, couldn't get there yet. Was an interesting note, speaking of the damage, that the driver said the sounds have been changed a little bit, so if you hear a crack as you go over the bumps, you know you just picked up some damage. Sorensen makes the move and pulls up into second. McCready looked like he was going to make a comeback down to the inside, couldn't get there. Remember, the McLaren was the fastest the first couple of laps. He shoots to the inside as they head for the front stretch chicane. They're going to go into the chicane side by side. The McLaren pulls ahead. McMullet back into second place, and while they're battling, Gunther has pulled away to almost 6 seconds. Max is definitely showing why he was the champ last season and trying to fight his way into another title already. Sorensen in third, all over the back bumper of the McLaren. That car, that BMW, does have more power, but it is heavier. That McLaren much easier to throw around the corners. And now Simon Zierk has closed up onto Sorensen's back bumper. These guys cannot afford to make a mistake with Simon back there. Adam still lurking back in fifth. Yannick trying to recover after the earlier incident. Meanwhile, Max Gunther out front is just sending it. His lead now 6.5 seconds as they battle for second. McCready goes to defend, and Sorensen shoots back to the inside through the final turn. If McCready doesn't get down, Simon will take advantage. Now they're going to drag race back toward turn 1. McCready looks to the outside this time. And they're going to try side by side into the front stretch chicane again. That McLaren able to brake a little bit. They're side by side. Sorensen loses some grip midway through. And meanwhile, Adam Barker managing to slip by Simon's ear. Now Sorensen is going to have to battle with the two-time champ. Max Gunther, meanwhile, off on a nice Sunday drive. That McLaren is definitely putting on a clinic this morning. The adjustments have definitely made that car a contender here. Sorensen now in third has to deal with Adam Barker. Adam had that problem earlier, went wide off the final turn. Has done an amazing job recovering so far. Max Gunther coming toward the final turn here. Don't believe they'll get the white flag this time. They should get about 2 more laps. Nope, Barney's standing there, hands at his side. No white flag. We'll get the 1 to go next time by. Meanwhile, McCready leads the battle for second on back down into the chicane. Sorensen trying. Oh, Sorensen has a little slip on power. Adam Barker not able to capitalize on that. Just a minor slip out of the BMW. Simon still lurking back there in fifth. Definitely still in contention here. And again, Max Gunther just out on a Sunday drive. As here we go, the battle for third. Adam looks down to the inside. Adam has it for the moment. Will Sorensen cross over? He looks down to the inside, doesn't have the momentum yet. Max Gunther, meanwhile, in the lead, has the highest count of off tracks here. McCready has broken away about 9/10 of a second over Adam Barker, as here comes Nick Sorensen back to the inside through the final turn. Remember, this final turn is where Adam has struggled. He gets a run out of that final turn. Can't quite get there yet, but expect to see him fight it into the chicane as they get 1 to go. Adam looks to the outside into the front stretch chicane now. Gets the nose ahead, out brakes, but Sorensen trying to fight back, can't do anything. Adam Barker holds on to third for the moment. McCready, meanwhile, has pulled ahead by 1.7 seconds into second place, and Max Gunther's lead now almost 9 seconds. He is really checked out here. Yannick Gunther has pulled into pit road. Race 1 is over for him. But don't forget, there is still the 40-minute endurance race. We'll get to see a lot of tire wear, fuel strategy, and everything else in that second race. And if it's anything like this, it's going to be a non-stop battle. But it looks like it may be a non-stop battle for second, as Max Gunther, since taking the lead, has been untouchable. What a great way for the defending champion to start his season. He comes out of the final turn and gets his first win of the season at Monza. Now he will have to come from the back in race 2, but he's going to celebrate it now as he comes across the line and pulls off the win And it does look like McCready will come home in second. Who's going to be third? Holy cow! Adam Barker finishes third. Let's see if we can talk to our top three. Starting with Adam Barker. Hey, Adam, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, Doug, how we doing?
Hey, good, man. Great recovery. You had the issue coming out of that final turn, but managed to pull off a great recovery there.
Yeah, I was really impressed with the how I managed to come back. The Lambo's struggling a little bit in the straight line speed, so I was hoping they'd just make a mistake and pick them off whenever I could.
I have to say, it did look like you were struggling a bit through that final turn more than once. Obviously, the off track, and then more than once, it looked like you lost a lot of speed through there.
Yeah, I was just not sure if I was just pushing the front left a little bit too much through the Lesmos and through Ascari, and it was just giving up a little bit at the end. So we'll adapt for the longer race. See how we can do. Normally the Lamborghini is pretty good on its tires, so hopefully we'll still have some rubber left for the end.
How has the tire wear been with the tire model changes?
It's a little bit different. Obviously, we've only done a short sprint race there, and my tires were still feeling pretty good at the end. A couple of people complaining that they're starting to lose the rear and stuff, and I managed to catch Nick coming out of the S's, which is somewhere I wasn't expecting to be able to get him, and I could put the power down a lot harder than he could.
Well, it definitely paid off, man. Great run, and good luck in race 2.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, second place goes to McCready, and McCready, I was really surprised by how good the McLaren was.
Straight line speed's insane in this thing.
Obviously, there was some balance of power adjustments over the season, but yeah, it had always struggled previously in straight lines.
Yeah, Nick was just a deer in headlights when I was behind him on that straight.
It did look like you and Nick had some great battles going on there.
That was awesome, man. Too wide into the chicane multiple times without any contact.
Well, obviously you're definitely back this season and putting on a show and reminding everybody how fast you are.
Yeah, I don't know if we can go that far, but yeah, sure. Funny you mentioned that though. I'm only doing the first race. I'm not doing the second race today.
Well, congratulations. Sorry we're not going to see you in that second race, buddy.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Doug.
All right, looks like McMullen not pulling the second race, and let's talk to our winner. Max, you come in defending your championship in style with a big win.
Yeah, thank you, Doug. It was great racing.
Obviously, once you got to the lead, you were pretty much untouchable. Nobody could keep up with you.
Yeah, the track and car combo seems to like me.
It definitely did, but going into race 2, I did notice you had about 11 or 12 off track, so you're going to have to be a little bit more careful at that far end of the track.
Yeah, those off tracks, they catch me pretty quick. I have to be a little bit more careful, maybe a little bit slower, and yeah, let's see.
Now, I do have to ask, obviously, a tire model change coming into this season. How did that affect the Porsche there at the end of the run?
Actually, it was not bad. The tires start to drop off somewhere around the 35-minute mark. So for that race, it was fine, but the next race, it's gonna be interesting.
Well, hopefully you can fight through the field and get yourself another big lead before you get to that point.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, good. Congratulations on starting the season with a win, Max.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you.
All right, a great first race, but now they'll invert the field for race 2. So our winner from race 1, Max Gunther, will now have to start from the back, and with McMullen not in the race for the second one, that's going to make it a 5-car battle for this one. Don't forget, if you're interested in joining GT3 NSS, make sure you make a comment. We'll post later the link to their Discord so you can come join them as well. And looking forward to, after the holidays, having the full field back. Hopefully the full 20 plus cars will be back to start the new year. On to race number 2. It's going to be Yannick Gunther and Simon Zierk on the front row. Sorensen and Adam Barker on the second row. Max Gunther will have the last row to himself with Eric McCready not in the car. Be interesting to watch and see. As fast as Max was, can he get through the field, get back up front, and take off before the tires start falling off? Pace car is rolling. They also will have to watch a lot more closely the off tracks. It is so easy at several points on this track. It is so easy to overdrive and get an off track, but there is an off track penalty at 17 off tracks, and some of the drivers were at 10 plus after just 20 minutes. So it could be very easy for some of these guys to hit that point that they're going to get a penalty. Here they go through that final turn. Yannick in control of the restart. Pace car is in. Here they come. Yannick fires there, down and away. Green flag in the air. Adam Barker quickly moves up into third and is pushing Simon toward turn 1. Oh, almost a bump there as they go off into the front stretch chicane. Yannick trying to pull away from Simon Zierk. And remember, Simon extremely consistent and never makes mistakes. Could be one. If Yannick makes any mistakes, Simon could take the lead and walk away with this. Adam Barker now to third, Sorensen in fourth, Max still back in fifth. Here comes the point where we saw most of the drivers get their off tracks here. How many will get one this time? How many guys are going to be a lot more conservative through here? Nobody gets an off track on lap 1 through there. Nick Sorensen all over the back bumper of that Lambo, but remember that Lamborghini is, as Adam said, a little short on straight line speed. And these straightaways definitely are going to benefit the BMW. Sorensen trying to find a way around Barker here as they go through the final turn. Yannick, meanwhile, pulling away on the first lap, has an 0.8 of a second lead at the line. The whole field still under 2 seconds. Sorensen all over the back bumper of the Lambo. We saw these two battle it out throughout the first race. Could we see another epic battle between these two? Without the McLaren in the field, it'll be interesting to watch which car becomes the more dominant one, especially on the long run. Adam did say the car was giving up that left front a lot. They're going to have to be very careful on the long run in some of these cars. And obviously we heard him talk about the back end starting to slip loose the longer they were out. They will have to make a pit stop for fuel. We did not see any tire changes last season. With the new tire wear, will we see any this season? Yannick pulling away here early. Simon in second. Having to fight off Adam Barker and Nick Sorensen who have caught him. Max rolling around behind. Looks like Max might be conserving a little bit here. He is not pushing that car nearly as hard as what we saw in race 1. The driver's definitely not going as wide through that final turn as Adam looks down to the inside on Simon Zierk. He's got the nose in. Adam was able to outbrake the BMW in the first race. Can he do it again going into the front stretch chicane? He does. Oh, they get so close through there. A little bit of wheel spin as he comes off. Simon holds second. Meanwhile, Yannick in the lead set the fastest lap last time as they battled it out behind him. That has allowed Max to close back up as well. Second through fourth, now nose to tail. And as they continue to battle, Yannick has got to love what he's seeing in his mirror. Yannick's lead now 1.3 seconds over Simon Zierk, Adam Barker in third, Sorensen in fourth, and Max Gunther in fifth. Yannick continuing to extend that lead. Simon Zierk currently in second in the BMW. They're going to have a difficult time getting around him. An interesting note, after 3 laps, there have been only a handful of off-tracks. The most is 3 off-tracks, both by Nick Sorensen and Adam Barker. Likely as they were battling side by side. And there they all had one. Adam Barker now with 4 off tracks. Nick Sorensen unable to capitalize at that moment. Max Gunther still riding along in fifth. The defending champ got the win in race 1. But it is obvious he is not pushing as hard here in the second race. Then he goes a little bit wide just as I say it. Now he's going to start fighting. Max looking on the outside of Nick Sorensen. Max will have the outside line off the turn, but can't capitalize as Sorensen holds on to 4th. Meanwhile, Adam Barker still haunting the back bumper on Simon Zierk. They're using every bit of the track through that final turn, trying to close up the gap on Yannick. Yannick's lead right at 1 second. But it looks like Simon is closing in as Max Gunther looks to the inside into the chicane. He's going to take fourth. Sorensen doesn't battle out of the chicane. He has struggled through there, getting back on the power every time he's tried to push it out of the front stretch chicane. The back end has tried to snap loose on him. Oh, Adam Barker way, way wide. And he loses a ton of momentum. Here comes Max and Nick. Looks like Adam might have gotten even a little bit of a slowdown there. Adam definitely pushing for all that Lamborghini is worth. He has 7 off tracks right now, the most of anybody out there. Meanwhile, Yannick's lead is shrinking quickly as Simon Zierk is closing in. Simon has cut it down to under half a second. Simon, one of the most consistent drivers there is. He is looking for his first win of the season. Simon right to the back bumper on the leader. He's going to make the move. Simon's got the run. He goes into the chicane on the outside. Can't get there yet. Adam Barker had fallen over 2 seconds behind, back in third. Now might be closing the gap as they battle for the lead. Simon has the fastest lap of the race so far, last time by. Here they come, and Simon looks to the outside again on Yannick. Yannick shuts the door. Oh, Yannick way wide. Yannick is way wide. Simon Zierk flies by and claims the lead. Yannick now back to second, and Adam Barker and crew are closing in as Nick Sorensen looks to the inside on Max, headed into the final turn. Sorensen has the nose ahead. Max has the momentum advantage, but the power definitely goes to the BMW. And it'll be a drag race toward the front stretch chicane. Simon Zierk has the lead, but Yannick is caught up. Sorensen now back in fourth, Max in fifth. Simon trying to open up a bit of a gap on Yannick. Adam back in third, trying to close down, but the 2 leaders continue to pull away. There's now 2.5 seconds between second place Yannick and third place Adam Barker, and they continue to battle back behind. Oh, Sorensen goes wide, has a bobble. Does Max have an opportunity here? Max does. He looks down to the inside this time. Down into the corner, side by side, Max the inside, but the BMW sends it deeper. And Sorensen holds fourth. Max is definitely tucked right up underneath the BMW. He gets the run. Down into the final turn, it's now going to be Max to the inside. Can he capitalize? He does, pulls it up into fourth. Now they race toward the first turn. Probably not today, Lyle. I've got some work to do and a broadcast tonight, but will be Tuesday night. Adam currently runs in third place, trying to run down Yannick and open up a gap behind him. Oh, Simon gets a little bit of the bump, but as we mentioned, the BMW seems to be continuing to take the bump better than most. Simon starting to open up a bit of a gap, almost 1 second on Yannick in second. Oh no! Sorensen goes around. He manages to recover it, but what a close call for Nick Sorensen. Great save by Nick. However, Nick loses a ton of ground as Max now sets his sights on Adam Barker. Adam in the Lambo, Max in the Porsche, both cars not known for their straight line speed. This will be settled between them in the turns. Max does have the advantage of being in the draft of the Lamborghini here. Into the front stretch chicane, Max able to close up on him. Last time by, Max set the fastest lap of the race, but only 4/100ths of a second faster than Simon Zierk's lap. Yannick still running in second, Barker in third, Max in fourth, and after that incident right through there, Sorensen now back into fifth. Sorensen definitely having a rough start to his season. He is one of the guys that is extremely fast, and we saw him most of last season in the Ferrari. Surprised to see him in the BMW this morning. Be interesting to see if he continues the season in the Beamer. Simon's lead now 1 1/4 seconds. Sorensen is on pit road. He's making his stop. Nick Sorensen, the first driver on pit road, might even be getting some damage repaired here. Does not look like Sorensen's getting tires here. Did not expect him to. Nope, a fuel-only stop here this morning. And Sorensen already on his way off of pit road. Meanwhile, Simon holds his 1 1/4 second lead over Yannick Gunther. Adam Barker in third, Max Gunther in fourth. They are closing in on the leaders. Only one driver has been to pit road thus far. That is Nick Sorensen after the issue he had earlier. Meanwhile, Max Gunther closing the gap on Adam, staying right in his slipstream here. Max had a dominant win in race number one, won by almost 10 seconds. Can he pull it off again? He looks to the outside as they go toward the front stretch chicane. They are inches apart into the chicane, and Adam Barker manages to outbrake him. Adam holds on to third for the moment, but they lose ground to Yannick in second place. Yannick, however, has cranked up the wick just a little bit as he is closed in on Simon Zierk just a little. About 2/10 of a second closer now. 20 minutes into the second race, tire wear will start to show here, and we'll get an idea for the first time this season about the tire wear and the new tire model changes. Heard some of the drivers talking about at the end of race one, at the 20-minute mark, the back end trying to break loose under power. The front tires starting to give up just a little bit. Adam Barker mentioned the fact that his left front was really trying to give up. And that really showed right through here, through this final turn. However, since the start of this race, we have not seen Adam Barker push quite as hard through that final turn. Looks like some of them are actively saving tires. Here we go again. Max gets a big run this time. He waited a little bit longer to make that move to the inside, and it looks like he might have it. Max Gunther moves into third. Oh, Adam, a little slip from the back tires as he gets back on the power. Simon Zierk continues to lead, but that lead has shrunk to 1 second as Yannick closes in. Yannick had a rough start to race one, went around, ended up retiring a few laps early, but now he has come to play in race two. Max Gunther now in third place, though 2 seconds behind Yannick, closing in. Team Gunther is back in full effect this season. Will Team Dawling have an answer? Oh! Max goes way wide. After watch and see, does Max get a slowdown? He went so wide. And several drivers now into the holy cow! Max goes wide and Adam Barker breaks loose. Let's see if we can take look at how out of shape Adam Barker is. You can see that left rear smoking. Back this up just a little bit to where they get into the corner. You can see Max went way wide. Looks like Adam had to get onto the brakes just to avoid hitting Max. And when he gets back on throttle, that back end just wants to snap around on him. Simon continues to lead, but his lead is shrinking. Yannick now less than 3/4 of a second behind. Max in third, Adam in fourth. Max was gaining on him, is now no longer gaining. Looks like they may have had to back off after that battle through the final turn, that last lap. Looks like they're having to cool those tires just a little bit. Barker obviously smoking the left. Oh, Barker is wide. Sorensen, the only driver who has been to pit road so far after his incident. And here comes the leader. Simon Zierk is on pit road. Yannick now back to the lead. As close as this race has been so far, these pit stops might be a deciding factor. Max sits in second. Adam Barker sits in third. Pit strategy did play a big part in several races last season. Be interesting to see if it plays a big part again here this season. And remember, if you're interested in joining, make sure to drop a comment. We'll make a post later with how to join. A great group of guys to race with, a lot of fun, and they're accept anybody of any skill level. Yannick Gunther still out front after reclaiming the lead. Simon Zierk is back out off of pit road. Currently scored in fourth place. Nick Sorensen in fifth is gaining on him, but Sorensen 13 seconds behind. Will we see the top three come to pit road this time? Yannick Gunther gives up the lead. He's going to come to pit road. Max is on pit road. Adam Barker on pit road. This will complete the cycle of pit stops. Can Simon reclaim the lead while they're all on pit road? Yannick just hit his pit box. Simon Zierk through the final turn. It's going to be a close one, ladies and gentlemen. Simon comes off the final turn. They are rolling on pit road. Here they come. Yannick on his way down. Simon claims the lead. Yannick's going to come out in second. Adam Barker takes third back. Max is going to come off in fourth. And Sorensen is going to be able to close up a lot of the gap he led. Simon Zierk now back out in front. 3.3 seconds is the gap. Interesting note, Simon's pit stop just over 3 seconds faster than Yannick's. Simon had a 13.6 and Yannick had a 16.7. Adam Barker is going to have to watch it on the off tracks. He is almost into penalty range. Adam closing in on Yannick right now, but he has got quite a few. Oh! Adam Barker is way off track. Max Gunther now looks for third to the outside. Into the final turn, Max on the outside, Adam on the inside. Adam sends it deeper in. Max is going to try and cross over on exit. It's going to be a drag race down the front stretch. Side by side, they're going to go off into the front stretch chicane. Max has the nose ahead, but Adam brakes later. Adam has had a little bit of problem getting on the power here, doesn't this time, and reclaims third place. Simon Zierk, meanwhile, out front, 3 1/4 second lead as he holds that gap on Yannick Gunther. Yannick has 3.7 seconds on Adam Barker and Max as they battle it out. Adam drives deeper into the turn, keeps third. And while they battle it out, Sorensen is continuing to close in. He is now just 5.5 seconds back and gaining quickly. Sorensen has got to hope that these two continue to battle and everybody makes a mistake so he can get back into the fight. Meanwhile, Simon out front, the man that never makes a mistake. Just about 10 minutes left to go in the second race, and Simon's lead 3 seconds over Yannick. Yannick cranking it up just a little bit. Adam Barker and Max continue to battle for third. Oh, Adam almost touched. Adam gets the nose ahead and pulls ahead into third place. I don't think this battle is done yet, but man, that was close between those two. They continue to battle, and Sorensen continues to close in. Last time by, he was faster than everybody else on track. Sorensen setting some of the fastest laps on old tires out there. Looks like the new tire model definitely benefiting the BMW on the long run. As Simon Zierk continues to set fast laps as well. But Yannick Gunther in the Porsche is still gaining on him. Yannick now 2.8 seconds back. Adam sits third in the Lambo. Max Gunther fourth in the Porsche. Sorensen fifth in the BMW. Sorensen now just 3 seconds back from Max and Adam. And continuing to gain ground. Max now losing ground to Adam Barker. Could be slowing down to cool the tires off. They did have quite a battle. Adam sits in third, 5.5 seconds back from Yannick, trying to close that gap with less than 10 minutes to go. Don't know that he's got enough time. It would take a mistake out of Yannick for him to catch him. Meanwhile, Simon Zierk's lead now down under 2.5 seconds as Yannick continues to close in. Yannick now down to 2 1/4 seconds. He is gaining quickly on the leader. Adam in third, 1.1 seconds ahead of Max in fourth. Sorensen in fifth, 3 seconds back. Simon watching the mirror closely here. As he sees that Porsche getting bigger and bigger. Yannick has chopped it down now under 2 seconds. With 6 minutes left to go, 6.5. Yannick still has a shot at the win here. Last time by, Yannick was half a second faster. Adam Barker in third, 5 1/4 seconds back. Max in fourth, 1.1 seconds back from Adam. Sorensen lost a little ground over the last few minutes, now 3.5 seconds back, but it's been an impressive charge out of Sorensen to recover from the earlier incident. Sorensen pushing that car to its absolute limit. Max Gunther not gaining any ground on Adam Barker at the moment. That Lambo currently sitting in third. Yannick Gunther lost a little ground on that lap. The gap now 2.1 seconds. Yannick gonna have to step it up just a little bit more if he wants a shot at the win. Simon does not like what he is seeing in that mirror. Yannick has been charging. And that gap is closing again. Adam Barker in third, now pulling away just a little bit more from Max. The gap had gotten up to 1 1/4 seconds. Nick also getting a little bit faster here in the late going, now down to 3 1/4 seconds. Guys are definitely pushing harder here in the final laps, despite tire wear becoming an issue late. Out of the final turn, they come down toward the start-finish line. See what the gap is at the line. It is 1.6 seconds. From Yannick to the leader. Last time by, Max just set the fastest lap of the race. Max definitely trying to get back on the podium here after winning the first race. Max is closed back up on Adam Barker, now just 0.6 of a second behind. Team Gunther is cranking it up here in the late going. They know next time by likely to get the white flag. Simon Zierk's lead now 1.8 seconds. He pulls away just a little bit on that lap. Max closing in on the Lambo of Adam Barker. Simon Zierk leads him into the final turn. Could be seeing the white flag this time. Don't believe Barney was waving the white flag this time. Simon has opened his lead back up just a little bit now, 1.9 seconds. Yannick currently runs in second, still trying to close that gap. Meanwhile, the battle for third is back on as Max Gunther is caught back up to Adam Barker. The two Porsches in the field able to crank it up a lot here in the final laps. Yannick actually losing a little bit of ground here. Here comes Simon Zierk, the leader, toward the final turn. Yannick sits in second, now 2 seconds back. And the checkered flag is going to be out this time. Simon Zierk gets his first win of the season. Yannick Gunther is going to come home second. Who's going to be third? It looks like Adam Barker will come home with another third place finish. Oh, and they celebrate by wrecking the crap out of him. Hey, good morning, JR. All right, let's talk to our top three. Hey, Adam and Stug, you got me?
Hey, Doug, how we doing?
Hey, good. I am surprised that Lambo is still rolling after that.
So am I. It took a little bit of a shunt there, didn't it?
It certainly did. 2 podium finishes to start the season. It's a great way to get it kicked off.
Yeah, really good. Me and Max were having such an awesome battle, but it was just meaning we were getting further and further away from Simon and Yannick. But they did a really good job. They did exactly what they needed to do, so it was a good race. Shame the Lamborghini had a little bit less power than the others, so I was struggling down the main straight, but managed to keep it through Ascari and the Lesmos. I think I was a little bit quicker than some of the guys.
Well, you managed to put on quite a show. You and Max had a great battle this morning. Congratulations. Starting the season in third in points, more than likely.
Yeah, it was a really good start. Hopefully more of the same for the coming season.
Well, congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, and Yannick Gunther comes home in second. Yannick, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey, man.
Hey, that was a great race, and honestly, that last 10 minutes or so, it looked like you were going to run Simon down and get the win.
Yeah, I ran out of tires at the end. The new tire model, actually, it just cooks the tires. And same happened in the first race. I cooked my tires and spun. And yeah, but it was fun. I tried to run him down.
You were definitely doing so. You were chopping away half a second a lap at one point, and it just looked like he did not have an answer to it. But man, still coming home in second place in this race was really impressive.
Yeah, thank you. It was a lot of fun.
You did a great job and a great way to start the season. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Doug.
And Simon Zierk pulls off the win. And Simon, that was a great win to start your season off.
Hello, Doc. Yeah, it was a good race, but it took me some time to get used to the new car, so with all the updates.
Did hear a lot of the drivers talking about the new tire model, especially in this second race, but it didn't look like your car fell off as much as some of the other ones.
No, it was normal like the season before. But yeah, it took me the whole practice and qualifying session at the first race to get used to the new car model.
Well, you definitely had something figured out in this second race. It showed it, and one of the things I always notice, I don't know that I've ever seen you make a mistake. You just sit there and let everybody else make mistakes and drive away when they do.
Yeah, that's something I figured out, is to be really constant in my lap times and not do stupid mistakes. Or that's what I want to do. And until now it works.
It definitely worked, man. First win of the season and a great way to start it off. Congratulations, that was awesome.
Thank you, Doug.
Simon Zierk gets his first win of the season, and what a win it was. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will be back tonight with BRR at 7:30 Eastern. Some more great cup racing. And look forward to seeing everybody then. JR, I look forward to seeing you on track very, very soon, buddy. Thank you all so much. We'll see you tonight.